now? Again, a lot of whales have been buying XRP, but for what reason? That's a good question. Like, a lot of these whales are buying XRP because I feel like they are ready for another pump. But again, be wary, guys, because I feel like a lot of these XRP whales, they might be here today and gone tomorrow. So just remember, you know, a lot of these whales might buy 5 million or let's say 10 million and make $1 million profit, and that's okay with them. But for someone with way less wallets, he will end up like he needs to get the way more percentage to turn, like have a turning point.
Even 20 cents.
So yeah, they're taking risk.
And you know what? XRP is absolutely crushing it right now. We're still looking at over.
So I don't like this AI voice, but he is saying a pretty good opinion here. Like the video, that the content here is pretty good. Customer Spotlight, BDAC, Korea, only of 4 licensed crypto custodians in South Korea is delivering secure institutional access to XRP. So again, I told you guys XRP trading is big in Korea, and I called you guys on it because it is a very big thing that a lot of people don't realize is a lot of the trading volume comes from there.
Showcase that's got everyone talking. All right, guys, so here's where things get really exciting. BDAX isn't just any random company. They're actually one of only 4 licensed crypto custodians in all of South Korea. Pretty exclusive club, right? And guess what they're doing? They're rolling out rock-solid institutional access to RLUSD, XRP, and a whole bunch of other tokenized assets through Ripple's custody services. Now, when we dive into what Ripple's telling us here, a couple of key things jump out. First off, we're talking purely institutional clients here. This isn't retail stuff. We're looking at the big players who need to execute their digital asset strategies at scale. And the ultimate goal, they want to...
So again, this is the big thing that Ripple is setting up. It's setting up for the banks and big money players into the digital markets, not just crypto, but they can actually expand on this and go into other platforms or other creators. That's what I'm excited about for XRP, is they will become a multi-trillion company possibly at someday. And here's where they win, right? They are hoping and focusing on the long-term plan, not just short-term.
Supercharge the institutional digital asset custody market while pushing innovation and growth across the entire APAC region. BDAX is teaming up with Ripple Custody, and this is honestly pretty exciting stuff. They're
enabled to transact and hold XRP native assets, to launch an institutional digital custody platform, vast licensed custodian in South Korea to integrate Ripple's institutional custody stack. Partnering with Ripple allows us to regulate compliant. Ripple Custody bring in digital asset institutions. So again, a lot of awesome stuff here. It seems like they're focusing more on institutions here and corporation adoptions. And again, there's a lot of money in South Korea. There's a lot of money with these traders. That's where they're hoping for and aiming for long term.
But this is just Ripple promoting themselves, right? And look, I'm going to keep it real with you. Yeah, for the most part, this is all coming straight from Ripple. It's their website. They're obviously going to showcase their own customers and highlight exactly what these companies are using Ripple's tech for. That's just smart business. Most of Ripple's custody clients, and custody is massive right now, they're not messing around with old school traditional assets anymore. Nope. Everything they're building is focused on tokenized assets. And let me tell you something. Tokenization is about to be the biggest game changer in all of crypto. I'm calling it right now. But here's the plot twist. When you actually dig into Ripple's tokenization page on their website, it's basically one giant love letter to XRP and the XRP ledger. Like, they're not even trying to hide it. So when we're talking about Ripple Custody moving forward, I genuinely believe this is going to be absolutely huge for the XRP ledger and XRP itself. Demand is about to explode, and I mean fast, just from what Ripple's pulling off with all these clients they're working with. But wait. That's literally just one piece of the puzzle here. So what have we been diving deep into these past couple weeks? ETFs, my friends. Take the Osprey XRP ETF, for example. We actually covered this one, remember? This
40 million, 24 million in volume. Again, 24 million volume might seem like a lot. This is the new XRP ETF we're talking about. So you might think this is big, but again, 24 million. Imagine a BlackRock like post their XRP ETF. This would be potentially, this would be an incredible, incredible amount. This would be potentially like, for example, in my opinion, 1 billion.
For all of
Like, let's just say 1 billion first month. But 24 million volume is still better than nothing.
2025. That's the kind of insane
It's been only 90 minutes. Okay, that changes something, right? If it's been only 90 minutes, it's way better.
demand we're seeing for XRP ETF products right now. Now, here's why I'm bringing this up. There's this major announcement too. Let's rewind to earlier this month. Brad Garlinghouse dropped some serious news about CME Group. According to CME Group's own data, XRP futures contracts just became the fastest ever to reach $1 billion in open interest. And we're talking just over 3 months. That's another massive piece of evidence showing just how crazy the demand is around XRP right now. So look at what we've got here. 2 major players giving us the same story. We've got this spot ETF that just launched.
The spot ETF is cool, but I don't think it will really change the price. That's the point I'm trying to make.
And then we've got these futures showing record-breaking numbers. So here's something absolutely huge we need to talk about. We've got a spot ETF that just launched, and it's literally smashing records left and right. And the futures
It's not really smashing records, in my opinion.
Contracts are hitting record numbers too, which actually pushed CME Group to expand their XRP options. Wild stuff, right? This whole thing got announced on the 17th, and here's what's really telling. CME Group clearly sees the massive demand for XRP because they were just celebrating these wins at the beginning of this month. And now, they're rolling out even more products. Why? Because they're looking at these numbers and basically saying, holy cow, this has been incredible.
This is where it wins. Like, if they got this approved, it wasn't really an ETF approval. Once, like, one ETF gets approved, a lot of others will as well.
Like watching their crystal ball moment come true. They're probably sitting there going, called it, while the data just...
So this is not really an ETF, right? 1 month, XRP perpetual have scaled 1 to 2 billion in notional value. 1.6 million contracts traded. This is where the real money comes in. Again, we don't know how much is Solana, but I'm guessing like most of it is XRP.
Pretty at number 3 in the entire crypto space. That's not luck, people. And remember those crazy moves we saw back there? We're talking over $200 billion in trading volume. 200 billion. That's insane, right?
$200 billion in trading volume. Yeah, it is insane, but when you look at the monthly statistic, that's kind of like Bitcoin, you know? It's kind of less, but XRC supply on Coinbase is getting smaller. I'm worried. That's because more people have bought out, right? That's why the price is getting smaller. Look at the price. June, and then you can look here. It's actually pretty obvious. The spike tells for itself.
Season is here. But meanwhile, XRP is just chilling on the sidelines like that friend who shows up fashionably late to every party. Literally everything else is dancing around, and XRP is just sitting there sipping its drink, completely unfazed. So when you really break this down, right, this whole thing's been pumping upward, and it's basically screaming, altcoin season is here. And honestly, it's all because we're getting these crazy, fresh launches left and right. Now, here's the thing about these new drops. Just check out the trending section. You've got absolute monsters like Aventus going completely ballistic, and don't even get me started on Aster. That's another fresh launch that's just crushing it. Look, these projects have literally gone absolutely insane these past couple weeks, and what's happening is they're giving us more and more control in this altcoin space. It's basically tricking us into thinking, oh snap, altcoin season is already here, which would mean XRP and the rest of these coins only have like a tiny window left to make their moves, right? Wrong. Absolutely not, guys. We haven't even begun to see what real altcoin season looks like yet. Not even close.
Altcoin season has already started, but it's not going to be the way people think. It's going to be way, way different in my opinion. So again, hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong, but it's not going to be like 2021. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be way, way weaker. I feel like some coins will perform way better than the other ones. I feel like XRP had its pump. I feel like $4, $5, you know, it could happen, but it is problematic. But that is something I will keep you guys updated with more news. Might actually smash that like button